So, you feel the hands on the clock are ticking. You fear the lonely pit in your stomach, knowing that you should be fine with being alone. You don't have to have a certain someone, but also knowing that you still so desperately want it. The problem is that you have no idea or no desire to navigate in this dating war zone. It seems volatile and painful and cruel. So how do you find your person in all of this? Well, don't worry. No embroidered pillow sayings here. While those are actually good pieces of advice, I think we're going to go a little deeper today. Those phrases, while they can be useful, they don't give you enough to work from. More than just be yourself, I'd take it a step further or deeper and say, know thyself. That sounds simple and short and sweet, but it is a much more complex and time-consuming thing. Knowing yourself entails a lot of looking back into the past, looking into your future, and examining your present. It takes silence in a world of noise. It's the kind of self-introspection that can be painful but rewarding. However, the point of this video is not to know thyself, so if you're interested in how to do that more, comment down below and I'll make a video on it. So number 1, know thyself. Know who you really are. Know what you can and can't compromise on. Know what your expectations for yourself, for your future, and your spouse may be. Knowing yourself includes developing the standards that you have for your future spouse and for yourself as their spouse. So try not to get hung up on vain, silly things.
Bro, she has to be 118 pounds.
I only date 6-foot guys.
Try to focus on what matters. Stop trying so hard. I know that sounds difficult, but people can sense the gravity that you're bringing to the table. When you go on a date and you're thinking, is this the one? Is this the husband? Is this the one for me? You're adding a lot of gravity where there should be levity. They can sense your desperation in that moment, and it is very unappealing for men and for women. You should treat every date as more of an interaction, a chance to get to know someone, a chance to have a good time, to have a few laughs, to even share in a moment that might be touching. I call them drive-bys. Some people I've encountered were meant to be simple drive-bys where we had a good time, we connected and laughed. Others you are meant to let go, and others still are meant to be further pursued. Since you cannot know which category each person you're encountering falls into, treat them all as a lovely person that you get to know for a moment. Don't let all the gravity take all the fun and air out of it. People will sense your desperation, and they will run. Number 3 is going to sound like a contradiction to number 2, but it's not. Number 3 is ask the hard questions as soon as possible. My friends used to mock me for doing this. Upon getting to know any gentleman, I would ask him his religion, his politics, and if he liked heavy metal. I didn't like wasting time. More importantly, it was that I focused on other things when I dated. I had friends who just liked to date, liked to get free food, liked to have a good time, maybe have some sexy fun. I wasn't into all of that. Well, obviously I'm into the food. You're fat! I wanted to date to find my husband. So I wasn't going to date anyone that couldn't possibly be him. So I'm not going to marry someone who isn't a Christian. That's the biggest thing. So anyone who said they weren't, I didn't go on a date with. I was fine with being friends with, spending time with, but I'm not going to be their spouse, so I'm not going to be their date. A lot of my friends said I was taking the fun out of dating then, that I should just date to find out what I like, to have fun, but I disagree. Dating should be a little more serious than that. So if you know yourself and you ask the hard questions as soon as possible on dates, you are much more likely to find your person. You're going to weed out a lot of people that just aren't compatible with you. So after knowing yourself, you discover what your core attributes are. And these core attributes are different for everyone. I'm not saying everybody needs to seek out Christians. You should find out what are your main points.
Who are you and what do you want?
And seek out people who have those. It could be religion and politics. It could be as simple as your lifestyle, like if you go to the gym or if you like to travel, if you have pets. Some of those are real deal breakers. I love my dog. If someone was allergic to dogs, I might have a hard time with that.
Hello. Hello. You're crazy.
My truth dog. Tip number 4 is go do what you love, and you may find them there. What are your passions? Are you into Comic-Con? Do you go to church? Do you go to public speaking events? Are you really interested in grilled cheese festivals? Do you want to go to burger competitions every week? What about a reading of a local poet at the library? There are lots of free and cheap events where you can explore things. Pick a topic that you're really interested in and you know a lot about. Say, Harry Potter. There are trivia nights at so many bars for Harry Potter factoids. Star Wars, Star Trek, all kinds of stuff. I took pictures at a kayaking event and realized from then on I adore kayaking. I bought art supplies at a local art shop and discovered that they have professional artists come and talk about their techniques. Free events. These are just some of many interests you could explore if you haven't discovered interests that you really have. I know people who say they have nothing they really want to do. Okay, well then you are an open book. Go look up free events on Eventbrite or something like that and find something to try every weekend. And you might find somebody there. Maybe they're also doing the same thing. Or maybe you like the event enough that someone who's really into it can teach you something and it'll be exciting. For you introverts, which I actually count myself among you, but for you introverts, yes, it does mean you probably have to go out. You have to mingle. I'm sorry, but it's just the way. It's possible to meet someone online. I did, but I still advise these methods. Number 5 is don't play games and don't do dumb tests. There's a huge difference between organically trying to find out if someone is for you and poking and prodding them like a horny scientist. There are ways to test the relationship rather than test the person. Watch them and how they treat waiters. Watch how they treat the elderly or the young. Watch how they are around their family, around their closest friends, how they are around your family. Observe. Don't set traps. Setting traps is like that dumb bird test on social media, or expecting them to text or call you back within a certain window, or they're not loving you enough. These aren't helpful, and they're only going to hinder your progress. And they also take the humanity out of all of those interactions, and you're certainly not humbling yourself. Number 6 is a little controversial. Don't give them spouse benefits. They are your date, not your spouse. So don't go mow their lawns, don't clean their house, don't watch their kids, don't pay their rent, and don't give your body. This goes for men and for women. The problem with being too giving too early is that you haven't weeded out enough yet if this person is good or bad. If they are bad, they will most certainly use and abuse you for this. They will prey on your generosity and your good nature. They will also come to expect it rather than just be pleasantly surprised and grateful. It can be natural for even a decent person to slowly roll those things into expectations rather than just pleasant surprises. It sucks, but it's true. It's just human nature. Number 7, don't change who you are to attract others. This also includes how you look. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't put on a little bit of makeup, maybe do your hair a little, wear an outfit that looks good on you, certainly shower and smell nice. Hopefully you're already doing some of that stuff for yourself. But I am saying, if you absolutely hate wearing heels and makeup, don't do it. Don't set that precedent for the relationship. Because there'll always be a time where he's like, why do you not do that anymore? Do I not treat you right? Are you unhappy? Or were you lying? Were you doing it to lure me? But more importantly than physical appearance, don't pretend you are fine with activities that you are not fine with. If you don't like that she goes to the bars with her friends alone, don't say you are okay with it in the beginning. If you don't like that he plays video games at all hours of the night and is irresponsible, don't pretend you're fine with that. These things matter. And if you pretend they're okay, you set that precedent again, and then later it will become a fight and maybe the doom of the relationship. Number 8 is a bonus from my grandma. Find someone who makes you laugh. Life is hard. Life is an uphill battle and then you die. Really. So find someone who can help you in the midst of all the pain. Find someone who can lighten your load. So if you want to be appealing, work on your tight 5, not your 6-pack. Notice what isn't on this list. No apps. No apps. No getting shredded. No trust fund. No mind tricks and no schemes. Just authenticity, intentionality, and thinking. Like so many things, you must choose on a forked road that we all must face. Go the slower, more personal, and vulnerable route. This route is being authentic and not playing games. Or, the other side of the road, play the games, lie about your interests, get married, and get divorced. And eventually you'll lament about all of the wasted years. So both sides of the road are hard. Choose your hard. But you could do what most of my friends said to do. Have fun. Don't think about it. Oh, but you know me. I could just be overthinking it.
Miriam, over here. You must see this incredible app I've downloaded.
What is it, Joanna? What is that?
It's called Tinder, and it lets you go on dates. Remember those?
What happened to a good old-fashioned kidnapping?
You don't have to do that anymore. The app.
Very modern.
The app, Miriam.
Right. How does it work, Joanna?
First, you upload pictures of yourself into the application. I'm obviously ever going to use the young pictures.
Isn't that a little deceitful?
No.